What is up, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of the Fastlane Podcast. It's your host, Game Over Tapes, and I'm here with a special guest in front of mine, LowercaseLambda.
What's up?
How's it going, man?
It's pretty alright. I got a lot of things to do right now, so I didn't think I'd be able to have an opportunity to come on this show and talk about like my specific lane of racing games. Although I'm not really like knowledgeable about all of it because I'm kind of new to it. It's anti-gravity racers, but I am glad. I'm also glad that it's like sort of a shorter podcast probably because I don't really. I'm a little bit disconnected from the whole like racing game discourse for the most part, except for like the main events, like Screamer, which if we have time we might talk about that. But as far as I'm aware, you invited me here to talk about anti-gravity racers and specifically Wipeout. So I do really appreciate you having me on here and just sort of like just talk about like this shit and like a fanboy endlessly.
Yeah, that's why the podcast exists in the first place, dude. It's to invite people from the community and talk about shit we like, And anti-gravity racers is something I really wanted to talk about for a while. Even more so as a genre that I didn't really pay attention to much. I didn't really like give it the time of day a lot because I was like, I prefer cars with wheels instead of just ships that float. But, I played F-Zero back in 2020 for the Nintendo 64 and holy shit. That's where everything started to snowball into my love for anti-gravity racers now. And yeah, I wanted to talk about Wipeout because, as you can see, it was a big inspiration for the new redesign of the podcast. Is so stylistically and thematically and sonically beautiful. It's an amazing game. Like, I never played the originals on PlayStation, but I played the Omega Collection, which is an amazing, like a really good remaster. Like, I know that you played for a bit.
Quite a bit.
And I wanted to hear. Yeah, I wanted to hear your experience with it.
Oh, okay. So, I wish I could say a little bit more about like the events surrounding my first time with Wipeout and how this franchise came to my radar. But unfortunately, I have a really bad habit of not remembering how I get introduced or discover things for the first time. But it is a little bit clear. The event, the day I played the demo for the Omega Collection, that memory was a little bit clear. So you can fill in the holes. Like maybe I watched like some videos here and there that mentioned Wipeout, and then I got intrigued. So I decided to go onto the PlayStation Store and download the demo for Wipeout because I didn't really know. This was a new territory for me. I had absolutely zero experience with anti-gravity racers, so I really didn't know what to expect apart from the fact that I knew it was gonna have the Prodigy and like the Chemical Brothers and like some electronic music artists that I personally really liked, and I was just shocked. Like when I first played the demo, I got hooked. Like I must have played that for like a solid hour or two. Like I don't know. Like there was something about like I think I recall like what I like the little bit of the game I saw when I was like watching Kuru HS.
Oh.
There was something about like this like the art style, like the choice of like architecture and like the direction of like the science fiction setting that like Wipeout settled with. It was like the way I could describe it was that at the time Wipeout felt exceptionally science fiction, like really futuristic and like in a way that I haven't really seen any other media like sort of like go for. It's like it feels like Wipeout really like just took like the idea of like futurism to the next level and like I mean, it's so stylish and like inviting.
In my case, I think the world building is something that I really, really, really like about the game. For example, the teams, or the designs of the spaceships, or the environments and all that. It all clicks together and makes it a really cool experience. And dude, let's not even begin with the music. Like, the music is so like cherry picked in a very specific way, like very fast paced. Like, you got shit like you said, the Prodigy, my Chemical Romance, the Chemical Brothers.
My Chemical Romance.
No, no, not
No.
I beat it with Loki.
Fucking pop punk and Wipeout, bro.
It would Loki fit, but you know, shit like Noisia or Kraftwerk, dude. Oh, or even Aphex Twin. Shit, those artists and bands are so well chosen, so well curated for that kind of game. It's so fun.
Yeah, I feel like the only that level of music selection that has only been rivaled by Motorstorm Pacific Rift
True.
and Forza Horizon. Like those like
Mm.
like they had like the music curators is like back in the day, like during that specific time period, like I mean, of course, like throughout the entire like Wipeout franchise, but like also like between 2008 and 2012 with these festival racers, that was there really was no like other like racing game that could like portray an atmosphere better than than Forza Horizon and Motorsport Pacific Rift. But I think arguably like those are some like amazing soundtracks, and the feeling that they gave to people were amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that like those are like one of the best like atmosphere and soundtracks ever. But I think I would argue that title would belong to Wipeout Pulse, because not only does like it like the direction of the soundtrack of Wipeout Pulse like goes beyond just like mere like feeling. It actually, there's something about the soundtrack of Wipeout Pulse that makes it feel like the environments and the racetracks are actually like talking to you, and like actually like it's like giving like the whole like world a voice. And like I've never seen anything like that, like Smart Systems, X Project, Exceeder, like every single like piece of like architecture for the tracks and Wipeout Pulse, and like the cities, like the skylines and the backgrounds.
Yeah.
All of that, like it's just you could just feel like the life force of that like emanating, and it's because of the soundtrack, and of course in tandem with like how the graphics of the game, and like how like bloom is used, and like all of the neon, and it's just it's a truly magical experience. And like I don't think there's like a single video game that like does something like better than Wipeout Pulse. That is, if I wanted to portray, to try to like dictate what feeling I want someone playing my game to feel, like I would take notes from that game, specifically like how it mixes its soundtrack and with sort of the way that the game is built, you know?
Yeah, the way you put it, as the music being the voice of the tracks, is perfect. Wow, and there's a truck passing by my house, so that's amazing. But it's like the perfect way to put what you were trying to say all along. It's the music is a vessel for the game itself. It's a vessel for the experience that it's trying to convey, which is breakneck speed and complete like colorfulness, sense of speed, amazing environments. I just love that game. And mechanic wise, the game is really fun, with the vehicular combat as well, and it's so good. And when you boost, it's an amazing sensation. Like when I played it on stream, I was completely struggling at first, but when you get the hang of it, it's really good and satisfying. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, that game is like probably like I'm not sure if it's necessarily easy to learn, but like I feel like the controls are pretty simple and like mastering that game is hard as nails, but it feels so good when you do eventually do that.
I thought it was something like the motto for Trackmania Turbo, which is easy to learn, hard to master. It's something like that, I feel.
Right.
And, after, like, playing Wipeout, I went to try other anti-gravity racers like Redout 1 or Pacer. I wanted to get Pacer.
And Pacer. I've had that game sit in my wish list for a while.
Yeah, it looks cool. Or, Fatal Inertia.
Yeah, that game's a deep cut. I literally never heard of that. I would never have known about that game if it wasn't for Gamer Alex.
Exactly. Shout out to Gamer Alex for that deep ass cut. Wait, no, deep ass cut. No, deep cut. Okay, that's better.
Deep ass cut.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
But
shout out to our boy.
yeah, shout out to our boy. And anti-graviator, and it's like you see more and more studios, putting their 2 cents when it comes to that style of racing. And as of late, I've been playing a demo which was Aero GPX, and it's pretty cool, really old school, and honestly, it's cool that we're seeing like a anti-gravity racer resurgence, and not only that, an arcade racing game resurgence, which is what we're gonna talk about. It's gonna be pretty related to that. And before that, oh my god, Star Wars Galactic Racer. That shit.
Galactic Racer. I completely forgot about that game. Not gonna lie. Yeah, that's I'll be honest. I didn't ever really cared for the old Galactic Racer. I knew it was an anti-gravity racer game. It was. It probably would be good for me to like show a little bit of interest in the old game.
Mm-hmm.
But I just never got around to it. But now, like, since there's a new Galactic Racer in the works, I think it'll be a good opportunity for to see Star Wars give the anti-gravity racing genre a shot, and maybe it can actually like play a big role into a new revolution, revitalized interest in the genre. I could, and if that does happen, we could count on that leading to a new Wipeout. But to be honest, with how Sony treats its exclusive IPs, you'll be like huffing like hella amounts of copium for that to happen.
Yeah, I've been waiting for a new MotorStorm for years, so yeah, no, it's not gonna be a thing anytime soon, if that was the case. But what interested me the most about this game is that it was developed by Fuse Games, which was, not a big deal, just a lot of guys who were working on Criterion, which is really fucking awesome. And from the trailer, it looks like a mix of Wipeout, Star Wars, and MotorStorm. And that shit it's weird. But it's weird in a good way. I've seen on Twitter that Mundo Motorsport, which is an Hispanic racing game content creator, he was watching some gameplay and he said that the boost mechanics apparently in that game are just like MotorStorm, which is fucking insane.
That's gonna be cool. An anti-gravity racer with MotorStorm boost mechanics. I'm okay. Now I'm a little bit more excited to see what that game's about.
I'm gonna eat that shit up as soon as possible. Like, this year is completely packed. Like, Forza Horizon 6, Screamer, and a lot of other racing games that are probably coming soon. And we also got the thing that Maverick Games is cooking. Have you seen that picture?
No, actually, I'm not very familiar with Maverick Games. I'm kind of out of the loop on that regard.
Oh, really? So,
yeah.
To give you some context, Mike Brown, the director of the previous Forza Horizon games, he left the studio and opened up his own studio called Maverick Games, and they're developing an open world racing game, kind of like Forza Horizon, and as of now, they're just editing the trailer. Like, the game is playable, and they're working on the trailer, and they have their own podcast where they talk about their work and all that. And it's really interesting, and I would really recommend you to, like, listen to that podcast, because it gives a little insight of how they do their shit and what they want for the game. And the screenshot is gonna be on screen right now. For the audio listeners, you're cooked. I'm sorry, but here it is, and there's a picture on your DMs.
Giving a little tropical vibes there.
Yeah, it's the first look. We see a Boxster in there, which is interesting, and it's gonna be interesting to see some competition, even more so from someone coming out of the franchise. But yeah, no, this year sounds promising. Not gonna lie, it sounds really promising.
I've definitely been hearing a lot more about like some game developers coming from respected studios, from whether it's like from the present day or like from the past, coming along and making their new racing games. And we can't forget about Stellar Entertainment that are making their own racing game after working on the remaster for Burnout Paradise and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit. We haven't seen what most of these games are like. I mean, so far, like in this year, and last year we got Tokyo Extreme Racer. We have Super Woden Rallyage that released like sometime again. Haven't checked up on that game, and of course we got Screamer this month.
Mm-hmm.
So if this ends up like being like banger after banger, we might actually have a new race game golden era on our hands, if I'm not wrong. I really hope I'm not wrong.
Knock on wood.
We've been really needing this comeback for a long time. This is a genre that I've known like basically ever since I've had my conscience, and this is basically just a niche within the gaming sphere, and a dream I've long had was having talented people come along in this genre and showcase their talent, and to like sort of show the rest of the gaming scene like what kind of like magic racing games could hold, because I feel like that's been forgotten for a long time now. And we have these games like Screamer that like are really trying to innovate on not just gameplay but story as well, because that's an aspect that racing games have completely ignored for the most part. I mean, what was the last like racing game that had a truly like interesting and like unique story, like Driver San Francisco?
Yeah.
How long ago was that? That was like 16 years ago. So I mean,
man,
I'm just open for any racing game that would just like just do something completely like out of left field, and like do something like all these games are like these games from other genres are doing, and like doing everything that like they can like with the power of this medium to like inspire and entertain generations to come. So I think there's a good chance that we might see just an incredible revolution of race games within the later part of this decade, and maybe within like the 2030s, hopefully.
Man, that would be the dream, because as racing game fans, we've been starving for a while, for years, honestly. And the first glimmer of hope was in the Game Awards 2024 with Screamer. And that was the first glimmer of hope in the whole nothingness.
Yeah, and Screamer, that was just, I mean, honestly, I've had some people who watch the Game Awards as well, and like, they're not racing game people. They're more interested in Half-Life, Grand Theft Auto, like some other like indie series that they like the Spire or whatever.
Yeah.
Those type of games, and like I just remember watching Screamer, like the reveal trailer, and I just thought that like I just got this feeling that like I thought this game really could be like something that could shake the genre up, and I was just genuinely so excited to something that can make racing games respectable again.
Mm-hmm.
But but like my other friends, they did not care. Like I showed the real trailer video. I showed the video on some servers, and like some of the responses I got from my friends when I showed them Screamer, it's like they were like, "This is a literally Who game," and like, "Oh,
Wow.
Lambda likes co-worker games." Like,
Come on.
they would not understand how much seeing a game like Screamer getting revealed means to me as someone who really wants to prove like the mastercraft of this genre. So I just really hope that like we get some games that like puts us on the same level as like all these other genres.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, this genre has a lot of potential that it still hasn't been uncovered, because there's a lot of shit you can do with a machine that goes really fast. Whether it has 4 wheels, 6 wheels, 1,000 wheels, or no wheels, you can do a lot of shit with racing games. Not just festival racers or hyper-realistic simulators, but you can do fun shit as well. And I think that's the perfect way to end the Wait, I think we forgot to talk about a game in particular before we wrap this up.
Yeah, Turbo Blast.
That one.
Okay, Turbo Blast. Now that is a unique racing game. For definitely for more reasons than one. I think first we gotta address the elephant in the room, which is the fat robot asses.
Yeah.
That.
I mean, I talked about it with a friend of mine that does art, and we love the design, honestly. Like, obviously looking at it from another perspective that is not like, big ass robot. It's a really cute design. I love it. It's really cute, and I think it fits the art style really well. And the fan art people have been making of that character has been amazing, honestly.
Yep, very good.
And it fits perfectly with the rest of the game, which is, it's just a demo so far, but it's so fun.
Oh, dude, the demo, man, that game is really fun. But I would kind of hate to go up against someone who's cracked at that game, because, oh my god, that game requires a lot. I don't think there's like another game that requires as much knowledge of the boost and like the tracks as that game. I do remember when I tried out the demo, I was really struggling because like. I mean, you could go, like, that game, like, allowed you to go, like, really fast. Like, you could, like, boost so many times, but, like, you can boost so many times that it's so easy to get carried away that you just end up going way too fast, like, way faster than, like, the car could be able to, like, even, like, turn, like, the corners cleanly. And, like, I don't think I've felt like something like that ever since I played Wipeout for the first time. I mean, like, that, I really appreciated how, like, Wipeout, that just really, like, I mean, as long as you, like, knew how to use the air brakes, dude, you could just floor it through, like, every single corner, and I'm really glad I got something like that in Project Turbo Blast. And as for, like, the character designs, I mean, we could just joke about, like, how it's, like, robots with big asses, and, like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I would like to have a face full of that, but, like,
oh my god,
that's not, like... that's not the only reason why the character designs of Project Turbo Blast are like good. It's good because like it's new, I mean, it's thick robots, but like, have we ever gotten a racing game with thick robots? No.
No.
I mean, like, can we at least appreciate that like we got something that's like different from like the way like characters portrayed? Just shout out to I just gotta give a shout out to Project Turbo Blast for like not only like for like the new and unique character designs, but also for like the insane gameplay. I definitely gotta get that game when it comes out. So hopefully another game that will mark the start of a new racing game golden age.
Yeah, no, honestly, that game is hella fun. Played it at a friend's house. At 50 FPS. No, 15 FPS. Windowed mode. But it was still a really fun experience.
How did that game even run at such a low frame rate? 15 FPS, bro. What were you running that game on? What?
It was a laptop that was not meant for that kind of game.
What was it like? Was it like one of those like government mandated laptops you had?
No, fuck, no. I don't want to touch one of those ever again. But it was a laptop from a friend, and he recorded me. I have videos of myself playing that amazing game, and I might use it for a video one day. But the game was amazing, really fun, the music was really nice, the environments were really colorful and invigorating, and the car designs are so cute. I love them. They're so charming, and the characters as well. I love the designs of the characters.
Yeah.
They're unique, honestly. But yeah, at the end of the day, if it's not from AAA studios, we can have indie studios that are gonna carry the racing game scene this year or next year.
Yeah, and they you know, these indie studios and indie developers, they have been carrying let's be honest, they've been carrying the industry in like ever since like the 2020s. You know, like I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
You had like recently you had Slay the Spire 2 like there's completely like eclipsing like all like basically like every other like AAA game that came out, like it eclipsed Marathon and Resident Evil Requiem, and like not to put those games down, like especially not Resident Evil Requiem, because I know, like, I don't give a fuck about Marathon, but like Resident Evil Requiem, like people have been enjoying that game a lot, and you know, when I give some of the Resident Evil, I haven't played like this, I'm not familiar with this franchise, but once I do like get to 7 and 8 and like maybe like the original and the remake of 4, I would like to get into Requiem, but even then, like with people like glazing Requiem, you have even more people playing Slay the Spire 2. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the same happened with the racing games, but I do hope that our AAA studios will lock in for the next decade.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, there's a lot of talented people out there, like Quadica Motorsports, Textiles, what was their name? Hakao. They model cars, such amazing cars. The person who's making Kaido Genkai as well, or Holy Crab. You know, those people who are working on new experiences that are completely independent, and honestly, shout out to all of those people. And with that, I think it's the perfect time to wrap up the episode.
Yeah, Wipeout, you know, legendary series, Project Turbo Blast, great gameplay, cute designs, streamer, oh man, I can't, that just might be the single greatest highlight of this year. I mean, I'm not gonna play it day one because of like, you know, I use Linux and I haven't had the best experience of pre-ordering games, so I might have to lag a bit behind everyone else for that game. But as soon as I get like I catch wind that the game is like runs fine on Linux, I'm gonna play that, and then I'm gonna draw some serious ass WFAPs if reads go, you know.
Right, that's amazing. Speaking of that, plug yourself in. Show what you do.
I'm just gonna plug in my Twitter, my Blue Sky, my Newgrounds, and my Pixiv, and you know, you might see a little bit of screamer art, maybe by me and my boy Faku here. So
yes, sir.
Look forward to that before I eventually go back to just making like straight Neptunia content like again. But you know, if that's your thing, then hey, I'm glad to have you. You know.
That's awesome, man. But anyways, thank you for being in this episode. Make sure to follow his socials, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.